Cookstown in County Tyrone's the venue for the second and final motorcycle road race in Northern Ireland this season. A few weeks ago, the only other event staged in 2021, the Armoy Race of Legends, produced a thrilling day's racing, dominated by the name synonymous with the sport here, Dunlop.
McLean straight in and Dunlop through the second. There's nothing between them. Dunlop is going for McGee and he's got him. On ball with Michael Sweeney. How close to McGee does he? Oh, that close. Here comes Michael Dunlop. It's his fourth win of the weekend at Armoy. Sweeney on his rear wheel. And there goes Dunlop already. Dunlop who goes into the lead. Oh my goodness, a massive moment for Derek McGee. The 9th successive Race of Legends victory for Michael Dunlop.
Michael Dunlop was due to be here this week, but was drafted in at short notice to the British Supersport Championship this weekend at Silverstone. He'll be missed by the fans, but after that superb performance in Armoy, probably not by his rivals. Here is who is expected to be challenging at the sharp end today. Adam McLean from Tobermore rides for the locally based McAdoo Racing, a team with pedigree and plenty of success here. Michael Sweeney from Skerries is a former Irish champion and double winner here. Cork's Mike Brown represents another local team, Burrows Engineering RK Racing. Paul Jordan has signed for the Isle of Man-based Prez Racing. The Macrofelt man is one of the sport's brightest prospects. And Daryl Tweed from Ballymoney excelled at Cookstown last year before a crash late in the day. In 2020, the Cookstown moved from its traditional April date to September because of COVID-19, and it's done the same again this year to give the opportunity for as many fans to attend as possible, and it's great to see so many here. Last year, the club were recognised at the Irish Motorbike Awards for their hard work in staging the event in very difficult circumstances. And again, they've pulled out all the stops this year to deliver another great event. This is Ireland's oldest motorcycle road race. The Orritor circuit may be the shortest at 2.1 miles, but always produces super racing. It's got a bit of everything: long straights, slow corners, twists and turns, bends and a jump before winding its way through the village to the checkered flag. The time for the first race. And first up, it's the Supersport.
Michael Sweeney making his way onto his position at the head of row 2. For this, the 600cc Supersport race, in pole position, Adam McLean, alongside him on the front row, Mike Brown, and Paul Jordan, number 22, completing row 1. And of course, Michael Sweeney, alongside him, number 59, Daryl Tweed. But unfortunately, no 96, Andy Farrell on row 2. So engage gear, watch the lights is the signal. Oh dear Mike Brown a little bit previous. He may be penalised. That Michael Sweeney getting past Adam McLean, who has a terrible start from pole position. Adam McLean left with a lot of work to do. Thankfully for him, he's got 9 laps in which to do it. And it is Mike Brown who leads, going into Gorton for the very first time. Daryl Tweed in second place. However, Mike Brown may just be penalised. Second wave leads the way. Number 78, Dean Campbell. On board with Sweeney, who had a cracking start from row 2. Fortunately, though, he had to weave his way past a couple of riders. He finds himself in third place. That's Daryl Tweed just ahead, and Mike Brown, the race leader. Into Mackney. Adam McLean now in 4th place. A little dispute going on for 5th as well. Looks like Graham Kennedy was one of those 2 riders. Mike Brown with a good lead on this opening lap. Sweeney threatening though. Just trucking in behind Daryl Tweed. He'd do well to pass through here. Coming down to the Orritor crossroads. Again, Tweed in command. And all the while they're battling away for second place, Mike Brown is pulling away out in the sunshine. Adam McLean, he'll be furious with himself after that terrible start. But here he comes, he might just try and draft Michael Sweeney, pull out of his slipstream, get the double slipstream as Sweeney goes past Tweed, and we could just see McLean go to the right-hand side of Tweed as well. Will he appear? No, on the left-hand side. Remarkable from Adam McLean. Oh, Mike Brown, too hot, too hot, too hot, too hot. He was far too quick coming into Gorton, and McLean now, with the momentum, with the great corner speed out of Gorton, should be on the race leader in a matter of seconds. Well, what an opening lap, or an opening lap and a bit, I should say. Brown from McLean. Then Sweeney, who was in third, went up to second and was pushed back to third almost immediately by Adam McLean. Oh dear, Sweeney. The back wheel just, I think, went out onto the green stuff. He just lost a little bit of traction, and he's lost a little bit of momentum as well. Mike Brown back up to speed after his misdemeanor at the first turn. It's all a bit frantic, it's all a bit hectic. They've got another 7 or so more laps after this. They just maybe need to calm down a little bit. Whew. So, Brown from McLean, from Sweeney. Oh, Sweeney's off the bike. Oh my goodness me, it's a big one. It's a big one. That's a red flag, it has to be a red flag. And indeed it is a red flag, it's straight out. And Michael Sweeney, well, I said they had to calm down a little bit, maybe a little bit of exuberance there. Just too wide on the exit coming out of Braeside. Oh, I just hope he's okay. Well, we can see from Michael Sweeney as he's in pursuit out from through the crossroads. Oh, I think the wheel, the front just, did the front just tuck then? Perhaps. Or maybe the back went and the front then followed. Here we go again. Oh, he's in trouble. He was in trouble as he came around the corner, all crossed up. Oh dear, poor Michael Sweeney was going so well.
So a huge crash for Michael Sweeney. Join us again in a moment for more action, the senior support and Moto3 races. Welcome back to Cookstown in Northern Ireland. Time now to catch the action from the senior support race.
It's a busy looking grid for the senior support A race. 9 laps the race distance. In pole position will be Barry Sheehan, number 75, and alongside him Keelan Ryan and Liam Traynor. Row 2, Jack Oliver, Tommy Heathey and Dean Lacey, Michael Garn, Kevin Barsby at the end of the first wave of riders. Here we go then, folks. The blast down towards Gorton for the first time, and it's Barry Sheehan with the best start. We're on board with Jack Oliver on the Kawasaki, but it's Sheehan who leads them. It could all just tighten up a little bit. Oh my goodness, that's just far too hot from Jack Oliver. And after what looked like a good start, he just messed it up, just squeezing the brakes as he went down to Gorton. Second wave now arriving in Gorton as well. But Jack Oliver with a heart-in-mouth moment, but he managed to slow in time and turn the bike around. Here we go again. This is on board with Jack Oliver. Just, he's picking them off one by one, thinking great. Then he thinks, oh, not so great. And all that hard work is undone, and he loses a handful of places. Barry Sheehan and Liam Traynor with Keelan Ryan breaking away as they go through Mackney. Barry Sheehan was fastest in qualifying, of course. Next interview, Richard Telford heading the second wave of riders. Sheehan just threatening to pull away from Traynor and Ryan. They turn in on the... Oh, that's a little bit... Oh, that's too hot, that's down. And Liam Traynor just messed it up as he went into the right-hand turn. He just sat it up and it went down. But he seems all right, thankfully. So it becomes a 2-horse race, perhaps, if Ryan can do something about Sheehan. So Sheehan, rapid into Gorton. And here come, oh, now then, red flag has come out. Jack Oliver with his leg out and his hand up. This is the reason for the red flag. Just keep an eye on Liam Traynor in front. Oh, just messes it up. The bike stands up and down he goes. So we have a restart. A couple of bikes missing. Liam Traynor is one of them. Away we go, and it's As You Were from Barry Sheehan. Keelan Ryan just trying to follow him down. Jack Oliver will know this time as he cruises along with Dean Lacey towards Gordon. Oliver on the brakes again. Has he learnt his lesson? Lacey on the outside. Lacey will go into third, I think, or maybe not. Jack Oliver times it to perfection. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Here comes the next wave of riders. Richard Telford was leading that pack last time around. He finds himself down in 4th place. Keelan Ryan in 2nd place, chasing Barry Sheehan. Quick glance round from Ryan to see who's in 3rd, and it's Jack Oliver. But he needs to concentrate on the rider in front, and that is Barry Sheehan. But Barry Sheehan then coming up to complete the lap. Keelan Ryan in 2nd place, Jack Oliver 3rd, Dean Lacey 4th, Tommy Heathfeet in 5th. Oh, that's excellent corner speed there from Keelan Ryan. Certainly quicker around there than Barry Sheehan. And here comes Anthony O'Carroll. And Anthony O'Carroll moves up into 6th place on the overall leaderboard. He's quicker than Michael Gahan. And Gary Jordan too in 7th. Riding with the man in 3rd place. Out of Mackney, Jack Oliver. And some distance between himself and the front 2 riders. Meanwhile, the 2nd wave group, Anthony O'Carroll and Gary Jordan coming into view. So too Keith Richardson and Richard Telford. It's all about these two though, Sheehan and Ryan. There's 7/10 of a second between them at the end of the first lap. And it's pretty similar again. 6/10 of a second between them on the end of lap 2 as they begin lap 3. Sheehan really carrying plenty of speed into Gorton. Oh, now then, yes, I thought I heard something, and Sheehan was just too quick going into Gorton. And where the bike is, that has to be a red flag. They can't leave the machine there on the exit of the turn. So race leader Barry Sheehan. Here we go, Sheehan. Oh, it just goes from under him. Keelan Ryan says thank you very much. Oh, he'll be so disappointed with himself. In the lead, a great dice on the cards with Keelan Ryan. Race result declared. Keelan Ryan takes the win from Jack Oliver. Dean Lacey's 3rd. And Barry Sheehan, because he causes a red flag, is a DNF.
Next up for us, Moto 3 and 125. And the last chance for bike fans to see the famous yellow and black livery of the Joey's Bar racing machine.
The 125 Moto3 riders forming the grid ahead of this one. And what a great battle we had in qualifying between Michael Brown and Melissa Kennedy. And Melissa Kennedy, who is getting married soon to Gary Dunlop, son of Joey. And they're running the Joey's Bar team machine, which Mike Brown is on and in pole position for this race. And Melissa Kennedy on the front row alongside Mike Brown. Watch the lights, away we go. 86, of course, Nigel Moore. It's a cracking start by Mike Brown, but I think Melissa Kennedy is going to get the jump on him as they go down to Gorton for the very first time. Indeed, she is. So Melissa Kennedy leads, Mike Brown in 2nd. Nigel Moore has slipped back to 4th place. Up into 3rd goes number 49, that's Malcolm Love. A tip into Gorton. 9 laps of this circuit. It's around 19 miles. And it's Melissa Kennedy setting the pace out in front on the way down to McAdoo. But here comes Mike Brown. He'll do well to pass here, and he's doing very well. Up the inside, Brown leads. Kennedy slips back to second. And Mike Brown just turns it in time as they exit the corner. Nigel Moore still back in fourth. Malcolm Love still holding third position. So we're riding with the race leader down to Mackney. And here they come. And already, Brown and Kennedy threatening to pull away from the rest of the field. Riding on board with the race leader, Mike Brown. And the blast down through the Orritor crossroads. And Mike Brown already threatening to pull away from this on the opening lap. Further back, Nigel Moore and Malcolm Love, I think, are battling for third position. Back of the adhesion flag out on the final turn as they come down past Braeside. And Nigel Moore revving that machine away. Still can't get close enough to Melissa Kennedy. So we are 2/3 race distance. Again, just Melissa Kennedy just seems to pull a little bit of a gap between herself and Nigel Moore. Here they come then, Nigel Moore alongside Melissa Kennedy and through to second place. So Nigel Moore has finally done it, manages to pass Melissa Kennedy. Melissa Kennedy back into third position, Nigel Moore into second. We've got 3 laps remaining. Graham Kennedy just up ahead of Nigel Moore now. Nothing that Nigel Moore can do about Mike Brown, race leader way out in front, about half a minute ahead. It soon will be. So there is Graham Kennedy. He will get to Gorton, you'd imagine, before Nigel Moore, although he's quite slow coming in. Melissa Kennedy, what can she do in terms of a response? Graham Kennedy graciously lets them go through. Meanwhile, Mike Brown on his way to Mackney as race leader yet again. But he can afford to take things easy, he can afford to back it off a little bit, take no risks, make sure that this race goes his way. Great battle in qualifying with Melissa Kennedy. Melissa Kennedy finds herself in another great battle. This time it's with the veteran Nigel Moore. That's the little part of the circuit I suggested earlier where that Melissa Kennedy preferred. Harry Davison still leading the way in Moto 3. Meanwhile, a very rapid Mike Brown into Gorton, just about closing up on AJ Woolsey. Nigel Moore with a comfortable gap at this stage of the race to have over Melissa Kennedy in terms of the overall picture. And then this could be a little bit tricky for Mike Brown. More could be lost than gained here, so he has to take it very, very gingerly through. 2 together up ahead. And he flies through, just has to make sure, especially against the newcomer, he eases off. Again, just wait for the perfect moment to make the pass. Oh, Melissa Kennedy will do very, very well to gain any ground on Nigel Moore. She'll do even better to pass him. They go through Mackney. And here he comes, Mike Brown on the Joey's Bar machine. He's the last lap flag, but just a couple of miles left between him and the checkered. And you wouldn't bet against him now. Certainly half a minute ahead. You'd imagine it would be around 30 odd seconds now by the time Nigel Moore passes the last lap flag. And here comes Nigel Moore on what looks like a seemingly second place. Melissa Kennedy with third. Meanwhile, in the Supersport 300 class, it's still Barry Davidson, who is on course for that 89th Irish Road Race victory. So Mike Brown then on his way to the checkered flag. Here he goes, powering his way. It's going to be victory for Mike Brown. So Mike Brown takes it. Who will take second place? It should be Nigel Moore, unless something very, very dramatic and out of the ordinary happens in the next 20 seconds or so. But Mike Brown takes the applause. Dominated once he got past Melissa Kennedy. There was no catching him. Mike Brown takes the 125 Moto3 race honours. Nigel Moore, Melissa Kennedy second and third, and an 89th Irish Road Race victory for Barry Davidson ahead of RJ Woolsey and Linton Irwin.
That's definitely something special up here in Cookstown to get that, so very happy with it.
A great result for Mike Brown on the Joey's Bar Honda. Coming up, we catch up with a well-known face and take a look at the Super Twins. Welcome back to County Tyrone and the Cookstown 100. An interested spectator today is one of the sport's best ever riders, New Zealander Bruce Anstey, a former winner of 35 races at the Northwest 200, the Ulster Grand Prix and Isle of Man TT.
Bruce, he's done it, hasn't he? Listen to the roar of the crowd as well. What a popular win for Bruce Anstey.
In recent years, his biggest battle has been off the racetrack as he was diagnosed with cancer for the second time.
It's just great to be back out and about. Haven't been out for a long time, so it's good to. Haven't seen bikes since 2019, so it's just been good to get out and see some old friends.
And Bruce has now moved to the area.
Yeah, we needed a change. I thought everybody's been so good to me over here. It's just a good place to live. It's a lot quieter than where I was in London, outside London. So moved to Calliobacky and looking forward to it.
Illness has been a long journey for Bruce.
Where do I start? Well, I had cancer 25 years ago, and I decided to come back again in 2018. So I've been struggling with that, going through all chemotherapy again, doing all that again. So it's been a bit of a struggle. And at the end of 2019, I was just starting to come right. Went out and won the 250 race at the Classic TT, and then COVID hit. My immune system is all shot as well, so just last 2 years I've just been keeping out of trouble, really.
Fortunately, the diagnosis is looking brighter.
Yeah, it's all good now. I had a small operation in 2019 just to get rid of the last of it, and I've been clear since then. I'm still doing blood tests every 3 months, and just had the last one last month, and it's all good now.
And what about the future?
I don't know. I was just struggling a bit. Because we had the lockdown, it was no racing. I've been sitting on my ass watching TV, so I really need to I really want to do the Classic TT again, maybe get out on the 500 and the 250, so that's probably my next goal.
Might tempt you to the Northwest 200, possibly?
Maybe, we'll see. It's just, yeah, we'll see. See how my fitness comes along and strength comes along, and we'll see.
Great to see Bruce smiling, and we wish him all the best.
Adam McLean with the taste for victory takes up pole position for the Super Twins. No, Michael Sweeney, of course, he should have been there on the front row alongside Adam McLean and Darrell Tweed, who's on the other McAdoo Super Twin machine. He completes row 1. No Andy Farrell on row 2. But we have got number 64, that's Stephen McKnight, and alongside him, number 8, Darrell Anderson. Oh, McLean with a super start from pole position. Not such a good one for his teammate, Darrell Tweed, but it's McLean who is powering his way down to Gordon. They're still sorting themselves out a little bit further back. It's 64, Stephen McKnight looking to find a way through. A little bit sloppy from him on Darrell Anderson. This is on board with Gareth Arnold, number 83. Going into Gordon, they're side by side. They're a little bit quick coming in for the right-hand turn. Michael Gillen just alongside him. And Michael Gillen tires his way. That was a little bit sloppy. For the McAdoo boys at McAdoo, Darrell Tweed in second place from Adam McLean. He's got Darrell Anderson, Stephen McKnight, etc. behind him. Here comes the second wave, still Michael Gillen. So McLean from Darrell Tweed, and then this battle. Stephen McKnight in fourth place behind Darrell Anderson. Well, he did it in the Supersport 600, and he's looking like he's going to do it in the Super Twins as well. If he carries on like this, Adam McLean continues to pull away. Back with Gareth Arnold, still in pursuit of Michael Gillen. This is the second wave of riders. Can any of this lot make their way through? In amongst the top first wave, it's McLean, who is certainly leading. Tweed in second place. So across the line they go. Adam McLean with a 1:35. Darrell Tweed 1:37.7. Under 3 seconds of gap as McLean slides it into Gordon. Rear wheel all over the road. Oh dear, that's a little bit too hot from Darrell Anderson. Just finding his limits there. He says sorry. Adam McLean through McAdoo with a big advantage from his teammate Darrell Tweed. In fact, they were the only two riders to go inside 140 on the opening lap. 135.0 for McLean, 137.7 for Tweed, and then the next fastest was Darrell Anderson, 140.6. Adam McLean 5 seconds faster than everyone else bar his own teammate. And I think it would be something like 5 seconds at the end of this lap as well, the way they're going. Stephen McKnight. So here he comes, Adam McLean, 129.3 last time. Oh no! Oh, is that a chain off? It is, a chain is off Darrell Tweed. And that's the end of that. So here we go, on board with Darrell Tweed. Oh, and there's the moment. The chain just comes off the machine. The wheels are no longer being powered. So McKnight is now in second place. Barry Sheehan is third. And that means Adam McLean, at the end of lap 3, has a 15-second lead over Stephen McKnight. So it's a dominant performance from Adam McLean as he goes in search of what would be win number 2. Now on lap number 5. So we're pretty much at the halfway point in this race. Here's the man in second place, followed by the man in third. So McKnight against Sheehan. It's close. Just 2 seconds between them at the end of lap 4. We're riding with the man in 8th place, Gareth Arnold. Still with those spots on his camera lens, but there certainly hasn't been any more. Sheehan must be licking his lips in anticipation as he tries to close in on McKnight. Here comes Adam McLean again. Looks like there's going to be another time of around 1:30. Through he goes, and it's 1:29.8 that time for Adam McLean. And with McKnight and Sheehan in the 1:33s, 1:34s, That should mean a lead of around 25 seconds for Adam McLean. Here they come. McKnight second, Sheehan third, Daryl Anderson some way back in fourth, and that gap is indeed, it's 24.9 seconds. That's the lead McLean has. However, Sheehan has just gained half a second on that lap, and in fact I'd say he's gained a lot more as they go into Gorton. So certainly Sheehan closing in on McKnight. Adam McLean in amongst the slower traffic. That could be either Brian Loughlin or Mick Hogan. And it is Mick Hogan. So Adam McLean just passes him as they get to Mackney. Here is Liam Chalk and Mark Johnson. Michael Gillen then out of McAdoo. And Adam McLean with a little bit of traffic to negotiate. The 42 and 19, that's Brian Loughlin and David Murphy. The McLean will take both of them by the time he gets to Gorton. Adam McLean, nice and neat. That lead now half a minute. An incredible performance really from Adam McLean. Really enjoying himself out on the twin for what would be his second win here so far today. Plenty more races still to come, of course. Steve McKnight looks as if he's beaten off the challenge of Barry Sheehan. Sheehan really did close up earlier on a couple of laps ago, but Steve McKnight has risen to the challenge and now pulling away. No blue flags, of course, on the Irish roads, warning lower riders that the faster guys are coming through. There's 83, Gareth Arnold. That's who we ride with. Our spray side down, starting another lap. Behind Gareth Arnold, Liam Chalk and Mark Johnson. Last lap then for Adam McLean, 133.3, so he's eased off a little bit, but having said that, he has had quite a bit of traffic to negotiate his way through. So no surprise really that his lap time has dropped by about 3 or 4 seconds. However, he's got so much time to play with. Steve McKnight still in second place, Barry Sheehan in third, Daryl Anderson fourth, Sean Seddon is fifth, Michael Gillen is sixth, Anthony Redmond seventh, Gareth Arnold eighth, Liam Chalk ninth and Mark Johnson 10th. And here comes second and third. Steve McKnight just 0.2 of a second slower than Adam McLean on that previous lap. I would imagine that all the machines that Adam McLean has just passed, Steve McKnight will start mopping them up on this final lap as well. McLean still with a couple of riders in front of him. Could be Ben Mullane and Dave Walsh. It's Tommy Henry that's going to be passed now, and Eric Wilson. But Adam McLean doesn't want to do anything too risky. Wait for his moment, perhaps, on the exit. He doesn't know what Tommy Henry's going to do. If Tommy Henry's going to go left, is Tommy Henry going to go right? So he just waits, finds his gap, picks it, goes through. Adam McLean is on for win number 2 here at Cookstown. It's been another dominant performance from Adam McLean on the McAdoo Kawasaki. Crosses the line, 134.3 his final lap time. Wonderful performance from Adam McLean again. 2 wins out of 2 so far for him. Here's the final result then. Adam McLean with a very comprehensive victory over Steve McKnight in second place, Barry Sheehan settling for third and Daryl Anderson in fourth.
Pretty straightforward is right. That's probably, I think, the easiest one I've ever had around here. Usually they're a bit tighter than that, but a win's a win, they'll take it. Wee bike's going well, big thanks to the team and all the sponsors, good job. This is 4th season now with McAdoo Racing, so brilliant team, fit in well, bikes are fantastic, and happy enough.
Another win for Adam McLean. Next up, we return to the Supersport class. Welcome back to County Tyrone and the Cookstown 100.
The grid made up mainly of 350cc machines. There's a few 250s in there as well. Pole position belongs to who else but Barry Davidson, something of an expert around here on a classic bike. And it's Davidson who powers into the lead, does he? Alongside him is Ben Ray, number 41. Next wave gets away, 87, Brian Mattia, and number 12, Richard Ford. Davidson from Ray, Nigel Moore in third place. Just Davidson and Ray threatening to pull away. We're on board with the race leader Barry Davidson going down to Mackney. Davidson continues to pull away from Ben Ray, who's dropping further back towards the advancing John Lee Pemberton. Nigel Moore still holding fourth place. Andy Hornby in fifth. Barry Davidson into Gorton, making yet another victory on the Irish roads, and he's looking good at the moment. Ben Ray and John Lee Pemberton still dicing it out for second place. Pemberton looking to close in if he can. We're back with Barry Davidson. Ben Ray with John Lee Pemberton becoming bigger and bigger in the picture. It is Davidson, but who will emerge in second place? It is still Ray. John Lee Pemberton not quite able to bridge that gap to the man in second place, but he's trying his darndest. Here they come. Davidson coming down to complete another lap. Could this be John Lee Pemberton's moment? He's really trying to pull up and draw alongside Ben Ray. Maybe a late braking manoeuvre at Gorton, if he dare risk it. Here he goes, but no. Yes, no, yes. Can he turn in time? Yes. So Pemberton goes up in a second place, but he might lose it on the exit unless Ben Ray's got something to do. So Barry Davidson from John Lee Pemberton. Ben Ray dropping further back in third place. Well, Ben Ray is in trouble. He's only managed 4 laps. Lap number 5, it seems to be all over for Ben Ray. Oh, John Lee Pemberton with a problem too. So John Lee Pemberton pulls over. So we've lost both Ray and Pemberton on lap 5. That means Andy Hornby goes up into second and Nigel Moore is back in third. Barry Davidson then. It's going to be another race win on the Irish roads for Barry Davidson. A classic rider. So a victory for Barry Davidson. This is how it finishes, with Rob McCrum being off Watty Brown for fourth place, Nigel Moore third, Andy Hornby second, but Barry Davidson a winner once again. And in the 250s, Brian Mattia on top ahead of Phil Shaw and Richard Ford.
Mike Brown is going to have his work cut out in the next race, the rerun Supersport, because Adam McLean has won this class 3 times in the last 4 years.
Well, the good news is Michael Sweeney's fine. Bill battered and bruised, but he won't be out for the restart. So we have a couple of riders missing then, Michael Sweeney being one of them. Also Andy Farrell is missing. They're on for a restart then. Adam McLean with a second chance to get it right this time. 9 laps the distance, and McLean does indeed get it right. So McLean's on his way. Mike Brown in hot pursuit, Darrell Tweed also in third place as they come down to Gorton. Good start too from number 22, Paul Jordan. So out of Gorton they go. Next wave away. Dean Campbell. Paul Cranston's in there as well. Veteran racer. It's Adam McLean who leads. So McLean from Mike Brown. Amazing just the way the forks are going up and down on these bumpy roller coaster roads of Cookstown. This is a little battle developing here between Tweed and Jordan. And it looks like Graham Kennedy, yes it is Graham Kennedy in 5th place. But they need to work together and try and haul those two in, McLean and Brown. And here, oh, this would be a bold move. It would be a very bold move if it had come off. But Paul Jordan just thinks better of it, wisely. And just allows himself to slot back in behind Darrell Tweed. He might have a go here at the inside. He does. Paul Jordan with a big move at the crossroads. The right left-hand flip. Down past Brayside. Powering down towards Gordon. Lots of movement in the front wheel of Mike Brown's machine. Sorry, Darrell Tweed's machine, I should say. Mike Brown is in 2nd place still, refusing to let go of Adam McLean. Meanwhile, here comes Darrell Tweed in 4th place. Oh, maybe not. 5th place make that. Graham Kennedy goes through. Can he turn it in time? He can. The Kennedy goes up to 4th. Tweed shuffles back to 5th. And Paul Jordan pulling away, still in 3rd place. They're a couple of seconds down on this little battle between Adam McLean and Mike Brown. Mike Brown doing what he can to continue this as a battle if he can. What he doesn't want to see is McLean going off into the distance as they go into Mackney again. McLean still, I'd say that's possibly just over 2 seconds now, or coming up to 2 seconds I should say, between the first two riders. Darrell Tweed still in pursuit of Graham Kennedy. McLean from Brown. Oh, Tweed up the inside. Tweed goes up now. Did Kennedy have a problem, perhaps? Kennedy did seem to go slow, but Tweed goes through back into 4th place. Last lap flag goes out for Adam McLean. Oh, and he's pulled out a sizable gap this time. He's now 8 seconds ahead of Mike Brown. Perhaps Mike Brown has hit the traffic in the wrong place. It looks like he may have done. He's just had 3 bikes to negotiate his way past. So he obviously hit them in the wrong place because he's really lost a handful of time on that lap. Where is he? Here he is. Adam McLean for the final time then in this race. Bouncing his way toward the checkered flag. It's the right, left to go, then the short blast towards the checkered flag, and it's going to be victory for Adam McLean. Missed a couple of years, of course, through injury. But here he is, Adam McLean, on the McAdoo Kawasaki home circuit for the team, and he takes the checkered flag. Well-deserved win. To Adam McLean, big thumbs up. And here is the results. Adam McLean takes the win from Mike Brown. Paul Jordan in 3rd, Darrell Tweed 4th, Graham Kennedy 5th, with James Chalk in 6th.
Happy with that, bike's working well, new lap record as well, so no, Mike pushed me hard to do that. I was keeping an eye on my pit board and just kept chipping away at it, so no, happy with that. 10-year-old lap record, especially one of Michael's, so no, happy with that.
Another victory for Adam McLean. Plenty more action in the second programme, including the Superbikes. See you then.